Raceweek again. We are getting cars ready. It's now, no more prototyping and fancy ideas. It's about getting the cake baked and out the oven and onto a dish. So yeah, we got this car that the engine is back together. This is a car to drop the valve. It's gonna do a little bit more suspension work, lollipop bushes, trailing on bushes. It's going to the dyno hopefully later today, and we can sign it off. I am practicing in the car tomorrow afternoon just to make a list of nice to have for the futures for the client. My own car is basically ready, the one we've taken all the weight out. Yeah, we're just keen to, it's just safety belts and last little covers and stuff, but ultimately needs to get done. Also maybe some stickers on it. We just swing for oil pressure on the Nova. The engine was incredibly noisy while we were swinging for oil pressure. We were actually a bit concerned. The throttle body is actually closed. Yeah. But as the cams got oil, or the Varnos got oil, it very quickly got quiet. So yeah, we're putting the spark plugs back, and in a little while style we'll probably try and fire it up. We got Marco's turbo BM here. He wants to run it this weekend. We're probably going to turn the boost down and he's going to run it. Wow, I wanted to say the back of Class A, but it's the only Class A car, and what I mean with the back of Class A, there's no point of running the car really hard, but yeah, he will probably do 17s and 16s quite easily. So this is a beast, but we'll just turn it down a bit for the weekend. We got Leah Bench's BM, which has been race prep since last time she left the track a few times. There was a few ABS sensors and wires that were breaking off, but the car is essentially ready. We're just doing a final little check through. Connor's going to race the M3 in Sports and GT this weekend, most likely, because the Ligier's engine isn't back from the UK yet. And then we got Simeon's Nissan at the dyno with a brand new wastegate on it to push the boost up slightly and get proper control of the boost. And we got Brett's Nissan that's lost like 45 kilograms as well. That's probably just testing tomorrow. They all come on Wednesday. Connor's 3-8 with the throttle bodies, also with the glass fiber doors and stuff. That's still at James, and we're pushing James to get that done. Hopefully tomorrow morning we can get that. We're going to try and get that on the dyno as well. All sorted out so they can do practice tomorrow evening. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah, and then we also got the grey Mark Ray's BMW that also needs to go to the dyno. Also put some extra sensors on it. Paul will give it a retune and see if we can make it more drivable. On the gear shifts there's like a bog. Anyway, we know what we're doing there, so yeah, that's everything we got going. Simeon's Nissan is currently at the dyno. You got one of these Garmin tablets with a camera that picks up, you obviously get the camera footage through the front windscreen, and also you can do some driver data, speed, corners, G's on this. So this is quite a nice way of doing it. And yeah, if you don't have a GoPro and the time and the effort to do overlay with the Motec dashboard, if you have a Motec dashboard, this is an easy way of getting some driver data. Normally, I always feel like driver data is almost useless unless you have something else to compare it to. So if you have a lot of driver data, of your own driver data, or somebody else driving your car, or a similar car, so like Polo Cup, they have all these Polos and they have the same Motec dashboards. There's a lot of stuff you can learn where somebody's going flat out, what gear they are in. With the very fast cars, they're all having Motecs. It's obviously interesting to see how fast the cars are through the corners and how differently they perform in a straight line. But again, difficult to do driver data specifically because the cars are all different. So either you need the same driver and the same car, or you need the same cars with all the same dashboards. And when people have different dashboards all over the place, it's actually very hard to compare with each other unless you go and drive their car. So that's just a bit on the driver data. So if you're ever interested in doing that, I strongly recommend you just get a Motec dash, and you can see properly, and you can compare with most other cars that have most Motec dashes. Oh, it was close. It's like it's pumping almost raw feel up your leg.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked.
Okay. Why did we keep breaking that? engine out. That was the first startup. Obviously, it's always quite tense when you put different engines in, and this sort of thing is also a lot of labor to take it in and out if you've made a stupid mistake. So yeah, so far so good. The engine was quite noisy when we cranked it over for oil pressure the first time. It was quite concerning. We obviously thought again that we did something wrong, but as it got oil pressure, it got quiet, and yeah, fired up very easily, and yeah, chuffed to see what it's going to do on the dyno eventually.
What you looking for?
Any leaks, anything that looks suspect, anything moving.
A bit tight. It's silicone we ordered to connect the intake pipe.
No, we're not putting that there. We're putting a hole in the side.
Oh!
Aha! Because I see drag racing people do it.
Will you please send that picture to Davy first and see what he says?
Davy will go if that's the best plan you guys can come up with.
Stick, bro. Look how good that looks. Look at that.
And it's just over the exhaust pipe. Hot air induction. There it is.
Winner.
Chicken dinner.
I think we do need a little bit of a disclaimer saying this is not really what's going to happen. You can't. Why would you see? You give us the Marlin now. Look what happens.
Stick, bro.
We don't know where to put the air filter, and when we don't know, we do nervous jokes. We're making nervous jokes. That's what we make a plan. You have to look in here to see the problem.
It does need to fit in there somewhere.
No, so now we have to get to the back where the air filter is being set. Anyway, there is space. It's not like there's no space.
So now we just have to buy a manual bender and we can make our own very tight radius bend.
I want pie cuts.
Is this the part where everyone walks away and says this is Kylo's problem?
Basically.
No, so
Well,
it goes.
all I'm doing is offering.
Very nice. Look, I can offset it because I'm going to have a strap here and I'm going to connect those two. With
Yeah, you're going to
band
make
in
a big V in the middle there,
between.
so you could go even more.
Why not? No, but it's not going to sit. That's where the air comes. You know, it's going to sit somewhere here.
This can come off.
You guys are all stressing about this. This is the easy part. Mounting my gearbox pump.
That's the easy part.
Do you like that?
No, that's the top.
No, there was quite a bit of space there.
Bias space.
But it gets together at the top.
Yeah, but it's not a boost pipe. It can be flat sides. You can build like a big triangle.
The surface area must stay the same.
Ja, so ek het dit 'n bietjie langer langs die intake afhaal. Maar ja, ek sien wat jy sê. Dit gaan net baie tight hou.